Hello there my friends, and welcome back to another video here on TAwithMMK. My name of course is McKay, and in today's video we're going to discuss a bunch of these coins, almost all of the coins that I've put out price prediction videos for on my channel. We'll talk about that here in a few minutes, obviously, if you're new to the channel, but we're just going to kind of revisit these coins using kind of a Jeopardy style format to see if I still feel good about these coins and kind of where I rank them as far as, you know, more bullish, less bullish, and so forth. And of course, if that's something that sounds interesting to you, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, sharing it, and all of that, as it does me a tremendous favor, helps the channel to grow. And with all that out of the way, let's cue the intro. Okie dokie, now if you've been subscribed to my channel for a while, this may be something you're already aware of, but for those of you that are new to my channel or haven't been around for very long, haven't watched very many of my videos, I wanted to point out that here on the main page of my YouTube channel, you can actually click where it says playlists here, and I've got a few different choices, of course. I've got like my live streams, which I haven't done a whole lot of, but I have that. I have some rap remixes over here, some Bitcoin updates, my trade playlist, which is actually valuable for those of you that are brand new but trying to learn how to trade. I have a ton of videos in there, but the one I wanted to focus on in today's video is this one that says Crypto Price Predictions Top 100. We're going to click that playlist, and basically what I have here is a bunch of videos that I've been putting out for about the past 5 months, which are just price projection videos based on a formula that I have. In fact, if you scroll all the way down to the beginning video of this particular playlist, I've got 2 different videos that explain this formula. They're a good watch if you're new to my channel and haven't watched them yet. It explains how I come up with these different price projections that I then apply to these different videos. You can see here I've got Caspa, Injective, Gala, Chainlink, Optimism, Litecoin, Render, and so on, right? I went over basically a lot of the top 100 coins. I threw a few other ones in there that weren't top 100, like VRA and a few other ones, if I remember right. But the point of today's video is we want to talk or revisit kind of this entire playlist. Alrighty then, so what I thought would be fun for today's video is to use the Jeopardy style board. We're not going to play the Jeopardy game, but just use its style board to kind of go through the row of 100 point coins, which I would say would be the coins that I'm least bullish on at this point out of the ones I've made videos for, all the way between 200, 300, 400 on up to 500, which are obviously going to be the row of coins that I'm the most bullish on. Alright, and then real quick before we get started, I just have a quick disclaimer. I left a few of the coins out that I have made videos for because obviously this Jeopardy board only holds 25 spaces. I've made over 30 videos to do with some of these coins. So the ones I've excluded are going to be Athena, ticker ENA. Still bullish on this coin, but I believe at the time of making this video it was outside of the top 100. Same with Nervos Network, which is the ticker CKB. Now that one was inside of the top 100 when I made this video, but it was right on the cusp. Also another coin that I think will outperform Bitcoin. I just don't know by how much, but it is a safe bet in my opinion. So it's not that I'm not bullish on those coins, just I excluded them because of the ranking mainly. And then a few of the other coins I'll talk about at the end of the video that I'm actually the most bullish on, so you'll want to stick around for those coins. They won't be excluded, or they won't be included on this board, but I'll talk about them later in the video. And then also real quick, I did exclude Gala Games, ticker GALA or Gala. The reason being, I put a video out recently where I talked about 3 different coins, and in that video I explained the hack that happened with Gala and how I do think that at least for this bull run, that puts a damper on maybe some of the upside that Gala could get. It could still outperform Bitcoin. I mean, I think majority of altcoins that are inside the top 100 will still outperform Bitcoin, but to me it's just not necessarily that safe, and it's just the one I'm the most bearish on. So rather than include it in this video, I just want to point out that it will not be part of this chart, and that's the reason why. Alrighty, with all that out of the way, we'll go ahead and get started. Now obviously my categories for all of these rows is just cryptos. We're going to go through them actually from left to right through each different number. So of course we're going to start with the 100 point coins. We'll go ahead and click on the first one, and that's going to be TON coin, TON. And the one thing you'll notice is a theme for each of these rows is kind of how I feel about them. And this particular coin I think is a safe bet. And all I mean by safe bet whenever that comes up is that it should at least perform as well as Bitcoin and most likely outperforms it, meaning that if you're already holding this coin, I would say it's okay to continue to hold it. Maybe on dips add a little more to your bag. It just means that I definitely think if Bitcoin does say a 2x from here, that these coins are going to do at least that, and probably more like a 3 or a 4x, which is still not bad, hence the word safe bet. All right, second coin in that row, we've got Litecoin, ticker LTC, same thing. I have it categorized as another safe bet. Moving on over to the right from there, we've got VeChain, ticker VET or VET. You know, again, this is just another coin. It's an OG. It's been around a while. I think a lot of these coins just aren't getting the hype. Of course, VeChain's never been great at marketing anyways. It doesn't mean that I think these projects are bad, by the way. It just means that I don't know that they're going to quite give you that 3x to 5x or more potential that most other coins would have at this point in the bull run. Doesn't mean they won't do that, but if they're doing that, there's probably other coins that are doing 5 and 10x's. So that's all I really mean, is they are safe bet, will outperform Bitcoin in my opinion, but not necessarily by a substantial amount. Moving on, we've got the fourth one in the row. That would be Polygon or ticker Matic. Again, same thing. I have it categorized as a safe bet. And then we move on to the last one in the row, and that's going to be Hedera or HBAR. Again, another one of these safe bets. Alrighty then, with our first 5 coins out of the way, we're going to go ahead and move to row number 2. So these are coins I'm going to be slightly more bullish on than the first row, of course, but not necessarily by a whole lot. And the first coin in that row is going to be Near Protocol or Near. And I have this categorized as a safe bet, but with maybe a little more upside than the last row. This just means that I think this one will for sure outperform Bitcoin. And could it outperform it by, you know, double? Could it do a 4x if Bitcoin does a 2x? I believe it has that potential, but at the same time, it's not, in my mind, that much better than the last row. Moving on to the next coin, we've got Polkadot or DOT. This is definitely one of the better projects. I have listed this low, you know, as far as how bullish I am on it, which makes me feel bad because especially last bull run I was really bullish on Polkadot, and it did pretty good last bull run, but even last bull run I felt like it underperformed what it could or should have done. And then here we are now this bull run and it's not doing much, just like most of these dinosaur coins. But again, I think it's a safe bet and has potential upside to do even better than that. Next coin, we've got Aptos or APT, same thing, safe bet with some potential upside. And then we've got Injective Protocol or INJ, kind of the same thing. I just put potential here. It's one of those ones. Now, if I put potential, it means that I still do think it's a safe bet. So don't get that wrong because I didn't, you know, put that here. But it just means that I'm maybe not as confident as, say, Polkadot, but it also is one of those wild cards that could actually do a whole lot. It all just depends on kind of what hype is centered around this coin, if it happens at the right time. And if that's the case, then maybe it doesn't belong here. Maybe it belongs, you know, closer to the 400 or 500 category. And then the last one we have in this row is Algorand or Algo, another coin just like Polkadot that long term I'm super bullish on. But I just don't know how much momentum it'll get this bull run. So I put safe bet because I'm just not sure if it even has the upside this bull run. But if you're holding on to it, I wouldn't necessarily lose faith altogether, but just this is just my opinion on it. And, you know, is what it is. Alrighty then, now we're getting to the midway point. This would be the 300 category. Obviously a little more bullish on this row than the last row and the row before it. So the first coin in this row is going to be Render, RNDR. Now I would have, you know, 6 months ago put this coin a lot higher. I'm not entirely sure if the majority of its gains has kind of already come and went, but I still think it's worth looking at some of the pullback prices that it's come to. So I have this categorized as, of course, a safe bet, but with potential to do a lot more than where I have it ranked, basically. So keep that in mind as Render, as it pertains to Render. Next up, we've got Optimism or OP, kind of the exact same thing as Render, one of those coins that I think could do a lot better than I have it. So we'll call it safe bet with also potential to do much greater. The next one's Internet Protocol or ICP, another OG coin from the last bull run that I was very bullish on last bull run. It just hasn't quite picked up the hype this bull run yet, which is the common theme, of course, with all of these coins that are large cap from last bull run. But I just have it listed as a safe bet. Even though I didn't put potential or with upside, I still think I would rather hold on to this at this point than something like Polkadot, only because I think that if one of the others going to get some sort of a little narrative hype run, this would be the one to do it. And then the next one, we've got Cardano or ADA. I know this coin has a cult following and a very, you know, it's got a community that's very loyal to this coin. So I hope it does better than I have it categorized as. When I put out the price projection video for this coin, I received quite a bit of hate on that video, which is fine. It tells me there's a lot of, you know, eyes on it still. The question is, these are old eyes that already hold the coin. Can there be some sort of hype rally for it at some point for some new eyes? So I put safe bet, but has that potential to do much better if, you know, it gets rolling. And then the last one for the 300 category, we have Chainlink. This is one of those coins that you just know is going to be around. Great project. You know, it has its purpose within the crypto ecosystem, but you know, it's not like it ever gets a ton of hype around it. So, you know, definitely just one of those safe bets. Okay, then now we are on to the exciting couple of rows here. The coins I'm obviously a little more bullish on than some of the rest. So the first coin in the 400 row is going to be Avalanche or AVAX. I do believe we have another gaming rally at some point. To me, this is one of the safer coins within that. We have it listed as safe bet with upside to do much better. Next one up, we got Nervos Network. Now, I know I mentioned earlier in the video I didn't include this. I guess I forgot that I did, and clearly you can see that I am fairly bullish on this coin to have it in the 400 section. So we're going to have it listed as safe bet with potential to do much better than that. It's just one of those coins that the style of coin that it is. It's just one of those coins within the POW or proof of work, you know, category that I think could actually get a lot of hype under it if the POW coins have their rally at some point. So that's why I've included it here with potential. And then next up, we've got the dog with hat or whiff. Now this coin I'd have listed actually even higher than I have it if it gets a major exchange listing, something like Binance, obviously. Right now it's on a lot of the obscure exchanges like KuCoin, I believe, has it. Some of the other little smaller, you know, exchanges, but if it were to get listed on Binance, then I would actually put it much higher than where I've got it. So I've got it listed as a safe bet with potential, and that's going to be the potential really, is does it get a major exchange listing. Next up, we've got 3 different meme coins all put together. I think they all kind of will perform similar to each other from this point forward. Dogecoin being probably the safest just because it's the, you know, oldest of all of the meme coins and the largest. We got Shiba Inu, and then of course Pepe, all listed as safe bet with upside to do, you know, much better. And then the last coin within this category we've got is Ripple or XRP. This is more of a hunch play, I'll be honest. It still performed decent last bull run despite being in the middle of all of its SEC lawsuits. It hasn't put all of that behind it yet, but it did have somewhat of a breakthrough here a few months ago, or earlier this year, or I guess last year really. And I just think at some point it's overdue to have a more substantial rally. So if you don't have, or if you do have this coin, I think it's one of those that's worth holding on to. If you don't, maybe you stay away from it just because it is a little bit of a wild card. I have it listed as a safe bet with potential to do much better than that. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. These are the 5 coins that I am obviously the most confident in on this list, at least, to perform well during the rest of this bull run. Now, that's not including the coins I will be bringing up here in a few minutes at the end of the video. I'm even more bullish on those than these 25 coins on here. But the first one out of these is going to be Jasmine. Now, I know that might be a surprise for those of you that watched my original price prediction video that I put out, but I did put an update later and I changed my opinion on this coin. I do believe that even though it's already saw a lot of growth this bull run, I think it will see even more. So I have it listed as bullish. I'm bullish on this coin. Next up, we've got Ondo Finance. Now, I recently put out a video about that. I think those of you that have been on my channel or follow me for a while know I'm bullish on this coin, but in case you were new, this is the first time you've watched a video of mine, I wanted to include it here. This is Ondo Finance, ONDO, and of course, I'm bullish on this coin. Next up on the list, we've got Artificial Super Intelligence Alliance, which used to just be Fetch.ai. It still has the ticker, the same ticker it had, which is FET. This actually was 3 different coins that all joined together. And those 3 coins were Ocean Protocol, there was Singularity, which was AGIX, and then of course Fetch.ai, which they just kept that same ticker once they all formed one coin, which was FET. They just now go under the name Artificial Super Intelligence Alliance. And again, this is a coin that I'm bullish on. And then fourth up, we've got Arweave, which is AR. This is another coin that I'm very bullish on. And finally, we've made it to my very last coin, which is actually going to be coins. Now, I mentioned earlier in the video that I had a few coins I was by far the most bullish on. Well, what I've decided to do is go ahead and just include all 3 of these coins in this last category here, this last 500 slot. So we're gonna go ahead and reveal what those are. And they're going to be BitTensor, which is the ticker TAO, T-A-O. We've got Caspa, which I've made a few videos about, ticker K-A-S. And the last one is Beam, or BeamX. Now, there was formerly a different coin that had the same ticker Beam. So on some of the exchanges that have both, they list this one as BeamX. So you'll want to make sure if this is a coin you decide to purchase at some point, that you make sure you're getting the right logo. Check, double check, triple check that logo. Make sure you're not buying the other Beam coin, unless of course you're intending to buy that coin. If you're planning on on buying this specific one, make sure the logo obviously matches up. And there you have it. That does it for today's video. Now, we'll be putting out another video within the next few days. It's not only going to have the same kind of format, it's going to be the same coins, but I'm going to have my updated price predictions for each of these coins if they've changed. I'll still include the price predictions for all of them, of course, you know, my price predictions that is, but you might want to watch that video to see if any of those prices that I've put out in those separate videos has changed, especially some of these coins that maybe I'm more bullish on, or some of those that I'm not as bullish on as I was, you know, previously. So anyway, thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. I hope you guys got some value out of this one, and as always, if you haven't already, consider liking and subscribing to the channel. It does a lot of help for me, helping the channel to grow, get this video out to more eyes, a bigger audience, and so forth. And on your way out, there'll be a couple of videos. If you're liking my content, you can go ahead and watch. And as always, remember to invest in yourself.